Hope yours was a happy one. Tomorrow there's a football game, so Monday I hope you meet me right back here at the $16,000 Frankenstein movies.
Good evening and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Karen Harch.
And I'm Nolan Johannes. Tonight in the news.
I'm Bob Costantini in Blakeslee, where they're having an especially grateful Thanksgiving.
I'm Craig Stevens, and I'm cooking my first Thanksgiving turkey all by myself.
I'm Mike Stevens. On the Pennsylvania Road, we'll visit a Northumberland County family who knows the true feeling of Thanksgiving.
Plus, Tom Clark has a warning for holiday travelers.
All this and more next on Newswatch 16.
First graders, go turkey hunting.
Tonight at 7.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening and happy Thanksgiving. Today's the day when families sit down at the dinner table and give thanks.
One family in Blakeslee set out an extra plate today for Thanksgiving dinner. As Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini reports, they gave thanks and a toast that their son was able to leave the battlefield and come home.
Bless us, O Lord, and bless this gathering for this food which you're about to partake. We're especially grateful that today we have returned to us safely our son, Gordon.
Sergeant Gordon Knize didn't expect to be at his family's table in Blakeslee. Just last week, he was in Grenada, part of the Army's 82nd Airborne Division. Of course, he's glad to be home.
I wasn't into eating turkey loaf down in Grenada. Although I did have quite a few offers to eat Thanksgiving with the native people there.
Sergeant Knize says the American takeover of Grenada was welcomed by the people on the island.
Praise the United States, praise President Reagan. God bless you all. That's mostly the way they said it.
At the head of the table is a very proud father.
We know the type of soldier that he is, and we know the way that he works to prepare himself. And we're quite confident that if they entered into this with the proper frame of mind, they were going to come out victorious.
But not knowing a hungry son was coming home until earlier this week caused some cooking problems.
Did you have to make a bigger turkey?
Yes, my husband says get the biggest one you could find.
The turkey gets smaller as Gordon Knize and his family feast, nearly 2,500 miles from Grenada. The good news is Sergeant Gordon Knize will not be going back to Grenada. He's headed back to Fort Bragg in North Carolina. The bad news is because he's here for Thanksgiving, he probably won't be home for Christmas. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Blakeslee.
Grenada is also on the minds of one Luzerne County family this Thanksgiving. Michael Zaboski is one of the medical students who was rescued from the island last month. Michael is now attending medical school in New Jersey and returned home this afternoon to spend the holiday with his family, a family that just a few weeks ago had many anxious moments until Michael flew home safe and sound from the dangerous situation on Grenada. This Thanksgiving is a bit special for the Zaboskis. For the first time in several years, the entire family is celebrating together.
For more than 500 Mercy Hospital workers, this was a wet Thanksgiving on the picket line. The employees were carrying umbrellas and picket signs as they continue a strike which began Saturday night. No new talks are set. The main issue in the dispute is job security. As Newswatch 16 told you a few days ago, attorneys for the hospital are drawing up the necessary papers for a court order limiting the number of pickets. No word on when the hospital will go to court. Mercy Hospital continues operating at 1/4 its normal capacity. For those of you who have to travel tonight, the word is caution. Why? Well, we'll find out because it's been raining most of the day, and meteorologist Tom Clark is here with right now with us to tell us what it's like on the roads. How about that, Tom?
Not too bad, Nolan. It is wet on all the highways now. Still raining over all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania, but lightly. My radar here is not picking up any heavy rain across the area, so that's some good news. But the problem is fog, dense fog in some of the highest elevations across the area. So if you're driving up in the mountains, drive very carefully. The fog has been very, very dense. Now here's a view here, a live shot we have of Interstate 81 in Luzerne County. And as you can see, very light traffic at this hour. The roads wet, and even though with colder air coming in later tonight, the roads will stay wet. I don't expect any of the rain to change to snow or sleet or any of that later on tonight. Just wet highways, and that is good news. Karen and Nolan?
All right.
Okay. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. Do you remember cooking that very first turkey? Well, Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens tries his hand in a moment.
And later on, Mike Stevens takes us on the Pennsylvania road to show us the real meaning of Thanksgiving.
Dance Fever does the Pennsylvania polka.
Tomorrow at 7.
Some businessmen in Scranton are thankful tonight that a bridge closed for repairs will be reopened for the winter months. As Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellich reports, it's all because more traffic means more business.
The Greenridge Street Bridge in Scranton will be reopened temporarily after a push by businesses at both ends of the bridge and even in neighboring Dunmore. Businessman Charles Santistero says the winter is the best season at his auto body shop.
That's our busy season, January, February, March, because of this sliding around with the snow and ice. And then I own the restaurant there, and that seems to be our busy season too, you know.
Restaurant owner Mary Genosi says she needs the winter to bounce back after the losses the bridge caused her in the summer and fall.
You see, the lot is empty, and we depend an awful lot on passing traffic. People spontaneously stop for an ice cream or a quick sandwich on the way home.
These two business owners got together with a dozen or so others and sent letters to Congressman Joseph McDade's office so that he would convince PennDOT to reopen the bridge temporarily. And that's what happened. The word from PennDOT is that with almost half the work completed, the bridge will be safe for two-way travel through the winter. PennDOT says the Greenridge Street Bridge will be open to two-way traffic as of Friday, and it'll stay that way until next spring. Kathy Bellich, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Many of you have either finished or are about to begin your Thanksgiving feast, prepared with an expert touch. But not all of us have that touch around the kitchen. Case in point, Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens. Craig is a bachelor and tried his hand at making a turkey. We'll let you see how it turned out.
You know, last year when I was home, my mom cooked Thanksgiving dinner, but this year I'm on my own and I'm cooking my first bird. Mom called me this morning to see if I needed any help, but I told her no. I know what to do. I know the first thing you have to do is wash your turkey. It's been sitting in the suds here long enough, so it should be just about ready. And I think the next thing you do is go to the filling. Don't worry about that bird. A little dirt never hurt anybody. Cookbook says the next thing you do is chop up bread for stuffing. I don't have any bread, but hot dog rolls ought to do. This is going to take forever. Little American ingenuity. Much better. Cookbook says to take out what's ever inside. Yuck. And then just add a little filling. Like so. Next step is a bit of water and mix it up. Okay. I want to be about ready to cook. Ought to be easy from now on. All I have to do is cook it. Crazy thing's got a piece of plastic in it. Come on, fit. No, but thanks for the invitation anyway, Mom. I cooked my own Thanksgiving turkey this year. No, I didn't have any problems at all. As a matter of fact, I'm just getting ready to take it out of the oven right now. On second thought, I'll be right over, Mom. Craig Stevens, Newswatch 16, Williamsport.
What would we do without good old Mom, right?
He invited me over to his apartment for dinner tomorrow night.
I wouldn't accept.
Okay.
Next, our meteorologist, Tom Clark. I wonder if he knows how to cook a turkey.
Oh, geez. No way.
I'll bet you. Tom, there's a lot of rain and fog out there tonight, right?
There is, right. Not many people giving thanks to the weatherman today. That's for sure. But I have good news about tomorrow and Saturday, and I'll have that for you from the backyard, which is very wet, when we come back.
How high will you try? $16,000 can be yours weekdays at 4.
Well, he was inside to tell us about the fog and the threatening situation. Now he's outside, right in it.
Yes.
Huh, Tom?
I'm in it for sure, Nolan. It's wet and muddy out here. By the way, gang, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, same to you.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry about the weather today, folks. Still raining in the backyard, and so far about a 1/4 inch of rain has fallen. But despite the weather, I hope you all at home are having a happy one tonight. Now take a look at the temperature in this backyard. It looks like this. And I'm getting hungry. Temperature 50 degrees now. It's almost mild outside at the moment. The humidity is 97% way up there. The wind west at 6, and the barometer is holding steady, 29.76. The high today on this Thanksgiving, 51 degrees in this backyard, and that's above the normal of 44. That's nice. The record, 69, set back in 1931. The low last night was 45, and the record low, 14. On Thanksgiving back in 1970. And that shot there is Interstate 81, and like I said before, the traffic is very light and the roads are wet. No ice across the area tonight. On Skywarn radar, as we zoom in on the 60-mile scan here, just some light rain showing up, no heavy rain, no thunderstorms over the area tonight, even though there is a front right about here pushing slowly across the area, and that's why we're having the rain tonight. We can see that front from 22,000 miles in space on Newswatch 16's color satellite photograph. It is a strong cold front, and there it is there. Out ahead of it, the air is in the 60s and 70s for temperatures, and behind it, 30s and 40s. So indeed, it's plenty strong, and a lot of nasty weather all the way from Maine all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. The sun was out in southern Florida, 87 degrees this afternoon down in Melbourne. But up this way, they've had strong winds around the backside of a storm. Duluth had 21 inches of snow up until this morning from this storm system, and up in the upper peninsula of Michigan, winds up to 90 miles per hour. Temperatures in the 20s this afternoon behind this storm system. We won't see air that cold, but some of this air here, which has a lot of sunshine in it, will be moving in towards Pennsylvania later tonight and tomorrow. So the sun returns tomorrow, and it'll be a little bit colder, but it won't be unbearable outside, okay? It'll be pretty nice. Now, here's the forecast for tonight. It looks like this. Rain will continue through the evening hours. Dense fog in the higher elevations. So again, if you're driving later on tonight, take extra care. 36 the low tomorrow morning in Honesdale, 35 in Benton, 34 in Troy, about 35 in Selinsgrove, 34 the low tonight in Hazleton. For tomorrow, sunshine returns after kind of a gray start, but a beautiful afternoon with a breeze in the afternoon from the west at no more than 15 miles per hour. Temperatures getting up into the 40s over the area, 46 in Pottsville and about 43 in Old Forge. Now with that sunshine coming back tomorrow, take a look at your health watch on a Friday. Good reflexes, which will help when you're driving and all that holiday traffic tomorrow. Ability to concentrate, high, which will help in choosing that perfect Christmas gift tomorrow. And the mood also pretty good with sunshine on a Friday. Okay, the rain tonight, fog in the mountains. Sunshine returns tomorrow, 43 degrees, 50 on Saturday. Look at that, warming up into the 50s, a dry weekend. Looks like rain coming in Sunday night and Monday for the first day of deer season. So that is not good news for the hunters, but that's what it looks like at this point.
Okay, go home and have
Tom.
your turkey, Tom.
Okay, good.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
see you later.
Thank you, sir.
And Joe Zone is next with the sports.
Tonight, Joe has the high school and pro football games coming up next.
Serving all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania, this is wnep-tv.
Well, it was a wet, sloppy day for local and area football. How about that, Joe?
Didn't seem to take the edge off much, though. A lot of fun, big crowd in Stroudsburg today, and they like their Thanksgiving high school football. Little Brown Jug and the Centennial League title on the line in Stroudsburg today. A win by the 9th-ranked Stroudsburg Mountaineers would give them the title. However, if East Stroudsburg had won the game, the title would be split 3 ways, with Stroudsburg, East Stroudsburg, and Lehighton each taking a piece. Let's see what happened out there. We were out there live today. Stroudsburg went out early in the first. Quarterback Steve McCormick to number 90, Dale Buzzard. Touchdown and a 7-0 lead. Next possession, Ed Hagee, a 5-yard run for a touchdown, 14-0 Stroudsburg early in the game. But back came East Stroudsburg. Quarterback Carl Etchenbach back across the field to Tom Klaus all the way down to the 4-yard line. That set up the Cavaliers' first touchdown. Then record-setting field goal kicker Jeff Durney with a 35-yarder, and they went in at halftime with Stroudsburg leading just 14-10. No scoring in the third, and then in the fourth, a big gainer by Hagee, who rushed for over 200 yards in the game down to the East Stroudsburg 2-yard line as he caught from behind. 2 plays later, McCormick on a sneak to make it 21-10. That iced it and gave Stroudsburg the title. Memorial Stadium in Scranton was the site of the 71st meeting between Central and Tech. No title on the line. Central 1-8-1, Tech 2-8. Just a chance for the teams to end on a positive note and look forward to next year. And let's see what happened in that one. Late in the first quarter, John Nacera goes 2 yards. 2-point conversion, no good. Central leads 6-0. That lead stood until late in the fourth. Tech drives closer to a tie as John Vieira completes one to Gerald Guzzi. 2 plays later, Vieira on the keeper for 2 yards and the tie, but Central came back with about 30 seconds to go to win the football game, the final there 14-6. On the scoreboard, number 9, East Stroudsburg won the title in the Centennial. In the Big 11, Central beat Tech to wrap it up. In the Colonial, Catasauqua over Northampton, 3-0 East Penn. Phillipsburg beat Easton, and Whitehall over Emmaus. No football in Berwick today. That comes later on, but there was an event as traditional as touchdowns in Turkey. It was the 74th running of the Berwick Run for the Diamonds. A record turnout of 692 runners took to the starting line, and the Run for the Diamonds began with the rainfall. And of course, less than an hour later, Bob Earl from the Toronto Olympic Club in Canada won the event with a time of 43 minutes and 38 seconds. He's only the 3rd person in the history of the marathon to run the 9.3-mile course in under 44 minutes. Last year's winner, John Daub of Waynesboro, was 2nd. Robert Snyder of McConnellsburg, 3rd. Barbara Swan of State College was the first woman to cross the finish line. Gloria Quinn of Ashley was 2nd. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. Have a great Thanksgiving night, and I'll see you at 11 o'clock.
Okay, even more at 11 o'clock. Right?
Yes, there's still more stuff to do.
Oh, okay.
And we'll do it.
Okay, more stuffing, too.
Yeah. Mike Stevens takes us on the Pennsylvania Road next.
And Mike has an example of the true Thanksgiving spirit.
I'm Mike Stevens on the Pennsylvania Road for Newswatch 16, and I meet a lot of interesting people. A maker of some interesting gadgets, a very special group of bell ringers, a builder of some very fine furniture, competitors in a rather unusual contest. Those are just some of the folks I've met so far. I hope you'll join me for a visit with some others on the Pennsylvania Road on Newswatch 16.
And finally tonight, a Thanksgiving story about a family who has much to be thankful for. Our man on the Pennsylvania Road, Mike Stevens, has it from Northumberland County.
Life has a way of shortchanging you once in a while. You start a family, work hard to make ends meet, everything you should do, then life drops a nightmare in your lap. The Baumberger family saw all that happen to them 2 years ago. Their son Dwayne was 7 then, happy, active, a lot like he is now. A diary that began November 1st of 1981 says Dwayne complained his neck hurt. Several days later, he was hospitalized.
Dr. Martin just came to speak to us at 4:45 p.m. The look on his face, we knew all was not well. Did all they could for Dwayne. Cancer of the spine, a tumor wrapped around the spine. Dear Lord, just take him home to be with Jesus if you prefer not to heal him.
And there it was. Dwayne was given 1 to 2 years. Life is cruelest, it seems, to children.
You have feelings of bargaining. You say, you know, Lord, if you just give him to me for a year or 2, you know, I'll do this. You make a lot of promises.
John thought he might never see this. A time with his son, chores around the farm. Good times that make memories. 2 years ago, there were only the agonies of decisions. In a new hospital, another doctor.
This was very difficult for us to understand why Dwayne needed to go through more pain and agony. So, of course, we had to enter our closet and pray and cried out to God. They planned to operate Wednesday afternoon. After the operation, he explained, he was a bit optimistic. He could only remove 1/2 of the tumor, but chances for radiation to kill the rest were much, much greater now.
Dwayne came home, went back to school, picked up life. A good life now, all things considered. There is room here at this warm kitchen table for a great deal of Thanksgiving.
My feeling today is one of, I'm glad that my God's bigger and better at keeping promises than I am. Because, you know, he's in perfect health even though I haven't kept a lot of mine.
Thanksgiving of 1983, 2 years after doctors said there was no hope. Each day now is something to be thankful for.
I think that God's been good to us and He delivered me from my sickness.
Thanksgiving.
What do you like?
A day to remember what we have and what we might be missing. I'm Mike Stevens, Newswatch 16, on the Pennsylvania Road near Turbotville.
And a reminder, I'm sure, that all of us have something to be thankful for on this day.
We sure do.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Thanksgiving Day.
If you do travel tonight, take it easy.
Please, and also please join us tonight. We'll be back for the update at 11.
Enjoy your evening and the rest of your Thanksgiving.